Hi, I'm here with Dan Grossman, Senior Analyst at Strategy Analytics. Dan, thank you so much for joining me today.
Good to meet you, Francesca.
So to start off with, could you share with us the current development trend of the European fibre access industry?
Well, FTTH is hot in Europe. FTTH Council Europe is projecting a 60% increase in numbers of homes passed in the next 5 years. And Strategy Analytics forecasts a 19% CAGR in FTTH subscribers over the next 6 years. The laggards in fiber development, Germany, Italy, and the UK, have engaged in national initiatives to accelerate the copper to fiber transition and bring gigabit-capable broadband to everyone. In the UK, for example, Openreach has completely changed their main direction from copper to FTTH, while altnets like CityFibre are expanding rapidly. The government has targeted 85% of UK homes to have gigabit service available by 2025, and they are on track to do that. Strategy Analytics forecasts FTTH subscribership to grow at a 38% CAGR over the next 6 years. Similarly, in Germany, DT has a goal to serve 10 million households with fiber to the home by 2024, up 78% from 2021. We project a 49% CAGR in FTTH subscriptions over the next 6 years. In Italy, the situation is complicated. TIM and Open Fiber are building out nationwide open access FTTH networks with ongoing discussions as to how to best allocate resources. We're forecasting a 32% 6-year CAGR in FTTH subscribers in Italy. Sweden and Spain are further ahead, having driven deployment of open access wholesale FTTH. They will see household penetrations increase to more than 70% by 2026. France and Finland are looking at 60 to 65% household penetrations, and Netherlands, Portugal, and Switzerland will be between 40 and 45%. In Central and Eastern Europe, we're forecasting a lot of subscriber growth in Slovakia, Russia, and to a lesser extent, Poland. So overall, it's an exciting time for the FTTH business in Europe.
And so the rapid scale deployment of 10G PON has begun. Currently, there are many discussions about the next generation of 50G PON in the industry. Do you think 50G PON will become mainstream?
Yes, I think that's the direction the industry will head. Keep in mind that the next few years will be about 10G PON while the next generation comes to maturity. I'm not the first to observe that industry tends to march to a cadence of 4 times speed increases every 7 years, more or less, which gets us to 50G in 2026. A sizable minority of operators see a need for an intermediate step at 25 gigabits per second. The majority simply don't see the benefits of a 2.5x increase being worth the industry-wide investment. Equally to the point, of the 6 main PON equipment vendors, only Nokia and DZS have 25 gig in their roadmaps. The operators supporting this are all Nokia or DZS customers, and I don't think 25G is going to cause operators to switch vendors or influence new RFPs very much. As far as timing is concerned, there isn't a lot of rocket science involved in 50G, and all the piece parts are either shipping now, sampling, or being developed with available technology and experienced design houses. So vendors tell me that 2023 is a reasonable time to expect product introductions. Then with lab trials, field trials, market trials, controlled introduction, we're realistically looking at 2026 to be with 50G where we were in 2019 with 10G.
So what do you think are the advantages of 50G PON?
It speeds and feeds. If you factor out overhead, 50G PON has a bit more than 4 times the capacity of 10G PON. So it fits into a lot of use cases that now have to be point-to-point because 10G or even 25G aren't fast enough. It doesn't hurt that it's also a standard, or that it has some features that make it suitable for low latency applications.
So, building on that, What do you see as the use cases for 50G PON?
First, we're not talking about FTTH applications anytime in the foreseeable future. Even with very high split ratios, I can't see a way for consumers to come close to utilizing 50 gigs. On the other hand, there will be enterprise and industry vertical applications that need that kind of capacity. I'm thinking about campuses, multi-tenant office buildings, factories, hospitals, places that presently would have to be served with point-to-point fiber. Mobile xHaul presents more use cases. There are lots of options and dependencies in the 5G RAN architecture that affect transport requirements. For the most part, 10G PON is plenty. Where you start needing 50G is for low protocol split options, wide channels, lots of MIMO layers. So to pick an example, split 7A with 100 megahertz radio bandwidth, 256 QAM modulation, 8 MIMO layers, 32 antennas, and 16 bits per sample require 22.2 gigabits per second. Another example is where you have a PON with 10 or 12 distributed units using split 2. Another use case is as an aggregation layer in the access network. So, for example, you have a 50 gig PON feeding 10 gig PON remote LT blades or cable RFIs. Wi-Fi 7 will be standardized by 2024, so it's about the same timing as 50 gig PON. It will be able to do up to 30 gigabit peak speeds, so you could see a 50 gig PON supporting several Wi-Fi 7 hotspots in, say, a public location or an office building. Incidentally, all of these are high-value use cases, which are a lot less cost-sensitive than residential scenarios. So yes, I think we're going to see a diversity of use cases, just not the kind of volume that comes with residential.
Well, thank you so much for joining me today and sharing your views. It was really great to speak to you.
Well, thank you.